Hi, today we're in Las Vegas with Brian Lack from Las Vegas Laser Engraving. We're going to be traveling the country for this series and visiting past clients and also people that are not our clients but that are relevant to this industry, to the firearms refinishing industry, you know, whether it's lasers, not lasers. But so we're here with Brian and we're going to ask him a few questions that we feel people may be interested in learning about. So the first question is, if you could give us a little bit of your background. How did you get here?
How I got here. I was always in IT, used to do networking, and I just got really burnt out. And so I watched a couple of videos one day on my Facebook feed, this laser engraving, and I thought, hey, I could do that. And clicked on San Antonio Laser Engraving's website and saw that they offered a class and felt like that would be my jump into the industry.
Sure.
Yeah.
So why the firearms refinishing industry? What was it a personal interest, or how did that come about?
I love guns. Always been a big advocate of the Second Amendment. I've always liked, shooting guns, and thought, hey, if I could take, some of the art, that we've worked with in the past and apply it to firearms, it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, of course. And you've been doing this for how long now? How long has the shop been open?
Shop's been open now just a little over 2 years.
Nice. And you came to train with us about 2.5 years ago,
Yeah, about
right?
2.5 years ago. I went to school while I was waiting on my FFL and opened up immediately after, pretty much.
Okay.
I kind of jumped right into the fire, so to speak.
Tell us a little bit about what is it that you like about this business and what has been like a memorable job or one of your proudest moments in this industry.
Gotcha. Yeah, my inspiration for getting into this was just really my passion for firearms. I had a lot of friends that were graphic designers, most specifically my best friend Fozzie from middle school. He's a tattoo artist and a graphic designer, and I figured I had half the battle just by having him in my
That's
in
a
my
big part of it.
Yeah, big time. And then my proudest job, recently I teamed up with a local gun store here. There was a fireman benefit that we did. They donated a shotgun, I did the engraving, and together we raised a little over $5,000.
Nice.
And that was probably one of my prouder, most recent moments.
Excellent.
I've got quite a few projects I'm proud of. For me it's all about pushing the envelope. I always like to try new things and, kind of like things that other laser companies say that they can't do.
Sure.
I love being able to tackle those projects and finding a way.
No, it makes it fun, that's for sure. Now, opposite of that question, what's been the most frustrating, the worst moment in this? I mean, everybody's going to go through growing pains, obviously, but what was your most difficult experience and what did you learn from it so that, people that may be watching this know not to do that?
Early on, I was a one-man show. I tried to do everything by myself. I didn't have any help, and I really kind of got myself in over my head a few times.
Yeah.
I did a series of wedding guns one time where I had to do some color fill, and it was really my first time doing color fill, and I did each of those 4 guns that I did for this wedding 10 times, literally. And that was like maddening, when you're working with deadlines and you just can't get things perfect. I mean, I'm really hard on myself and I want to deliver the best product that I possibly can. So, I mean, if there's even the smallest imperfection, I mean, I'll strip it down and do it again. And sometimes that is my own worst enemy.
Just the joys of experimenting, for sure.
100%.
So let me ask you this. You also do Cerakote here, right?
Absolutely,
So,
I'm certified.
When you were looking through the options, what made you decide to go with Cerakote versus Duracoat or Gun Coat or KG or stuff like that?
For me, it was a no-brainer. I mean, when I was out in San Antonio, I met Roman Arms, Tara and Abel,
Right.
and I couldn't get training at Cerakote facility for, I think at that time it was almost 2 years out.
Yeah, still on the backlog, yes.
So I talked to Abel and Tara when I was there at your place, and it was an easy sale. I mean, once I saw what they were doing, what you guys were doing, it was a no-brainer. I had to do the same.
They're in the same building, by the way, in case you guys are not familiar with the shop. So
Yeah, 3 doors
it's
down.
Pretty cool. This is really in the same building.
Yeah.
So, and by the way, they're actually offering Cerakote training now at Roman Arms, still, under the umbrella of Cerakote, Oregon. So
Yeah, you can get certified there now, which is...
You can actually get certified and not have to wait 2.5 years. It's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. So, anybody interested in watching, contact Roman Arms and talk to Tara or Abel about that.
Tara and Abel are phenomenal.
Exactly. I mean, if you're interested interested in this business, you will hear their name quite a bit because they are very important and relevant in this business. They do have a lot of experience. Lots of people are very talented, but they are as well. If there was a couple of pieces of advice that you could give to somebody that's considering getting into this business, not there yet, if you had a couple things that you could give them as advice without giving away the farm, what would it be?
You know, if it's your passion, I mean, jump in with 2 feet and go for it. I mean, it's scary to, you know, all the change is really scary, but you know, for me, with your guys' help, I really felt on some levels like I was buying into a franchise. Like you guys already had the roadmap, and the transition into this was much easier, knowing that I could, you know, pull from your experience, talk to your other students in our Facebook group, and get the feedback and help. You know, when I struggled with things, I mean, there was.
Everybody I can't think, first. Everybody.
I can't think of a time I posted a question that I didn't have an answer within about 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, the response time is incredible.
I know. It's really cool the fact that we have people, you know, all the way around the world. We have people in all kinds of time zones. So I mean, if you're like, you know, I know how, you know, some of us, they work late at night, and you know, it's 4 a.m. You hit a wall, you go, and then there's corn, you know, in the Philippines, and he's still up because to him it's 2:30 in the afternoon. He's like, oh, that's how you fix it.
Justin doesn't seem to sleep, so I mean, he's always online.
No, yeah, all of us all night now.
Post a question 5 a.m. here and have a question 5:05.
I mean, that's pretty much all I have. Is there anything else that you want to talk about that you feel is relevant to this and what you're doing? And
I mean, lasers is exciting. Every day is something different. Every project brings a different challenge. You know, I mean, you know, whether it's a silver coin or a desert eagle, I mean, you know, they all have their own challenges, and it's really neat, you know, at the end of the day, when you deliver a product and that person comes in and they're, you know, just in awe of what you delivered. I mean, that's, to me, that's like fuel for the soul, and that's just how I describe it, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's really cool just delivering a quality product and seeing people, you know, happy with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what's next for Brian and Las Vegas Laser Engraving?
Right now, we're trying to focus more on our online presence, more with Etsy. I mean, firearms is probably 50% of my business, but we do anything and everything in between here. And so I'm just trying to, you know, expand my customer base and focus on things that are non-firearms related, so that I can have yet another, you know, source of projects and income.
Very good. Well, this is Brian Lack, and this is Las Vegas Laser Engraving. Brian does firearms engraving. He also has CO2 lasers, so if there's anything that you need engraved, we will put in the address of the shop and all the social media information for you on the screen if you care to go and check them out and give them a follow. It was
wonderful.
Nice to see you again, brother.
Nice to see you, man.
Thank you.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
So knowing the CO2s the way you do, and these are obviously the same, they're red and black.
Oh yeah.
What is probably the biggest deficiency that you see in these types of lasers?
Speed, and I'm seeing that a lot. I do a ton of wood for a conservative organization here in town. We do awards for them, and the first time they came to me with these award plaques, it was a really tight deadline. They came to me on a Tuesday. They needed 30 plaques. And with my current lasers, I've got 4 CO2 lasers. I've got 2 here and then 2 in a warehouse. These plaques that I was doing, they were only 14 inches tall, but you know, because of my engraving speeds, they were taking 45 minutes apiece. We went back and forth on the design. I didn't get the approval till Thursday, and I had to deliver the products Friday afternoon. So I had 30 of these awards at 45 minutes apiece that I needed to produce overnight. So I literally was like, you know, waking up every couple hours to switch things out and
Go back to
literally, man. And it really, for me, the biggest bottleneck, so to speak, with the CO2s is just the speed that most of them operate.
And what about like just when you first get them? Because I'm only speaking from my experience with the ones that Fred had purchased. There was a lot of setup. Like there was a lot of things of guessing. Like when he got his one that he actually tried to get some better parts in, it didn't even work, and it was wired completely wrong.
Oh yeah.
And I don't think people really understand, like when you roll that dice and you get your little Chinese eBay laser, like you have no idea what you're gonna get.
Look, they're great and they do the trick, but you know, things do go wrong. I've replaced power supplies, belts. I haven't done a tube yet, but I'm getting ready to. When I first got these red and blacks, the first time I had to align the mirrors, shit, took me It took me a week to get the first one done. I mean, since then I've gotten a lot faster as I've gotten used to everything.
Right.
But yeah, the initial setup the first time around, I wanted to pull my hair out after a while. I mean, even after having some of Jack's help, it was, you know, a bit rough.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, if you had to do it again and you had the option of having somebody train you, I'm sure that would be a no-brainer.
For me, it was a no-brainer going through training. I mean, I knew that I could sit there and maybe figure it out on my own, but I knew that was going to take time, it was going to cost me money, and tons of experimentation that I didn't really have time,
Right.
nor the desire to do at the time.
Right. I think that what people don't think about too is the potential damage that you could do in your business while you're experimenting and trying to figure things out. You know, it's inevitable. I mean, I still make mistakes, Justin still makes mistakes, everybody once in a while is gonna make a mistake. And we've done, you know, several thousand jobs, and I know that it is difficult to gain that confidence. So to try to figure it out on your own, I think that what would have scared me the most is the damage that you could do to your reputation before you get to a level where you are proficient.
Absolutely, 100%.
I do appreciate it.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah.